All right, today we're going to talk about the big Super Bowl preview, who we like in the Super Bowl, and Royal Rumble fallout. With me is Collin, Brandon, and Ben. I'm Uncle Adam. This is the Goonery.
Yes,
What's going
sir.
on, fellas?
I mean, don't be fooled by the hat. I am a Cardinals fan, so I'm feeling pretty good, I must say. How y'all doing?
Yeah, you got
Man, of
a
course you're gonna
Tampa
be
Bay
fun.
hat there. Is
Yes, sir.
that a
As
Rays?
a Cardinal fan,
Yep.
I'm sure you're pretty happy with how the last few days have gone. As a White Sox fan, I am just kind of scratching my head, wondering if we're done for the offseason. Are we really going to be complacent and have a smaller payroll than last year when this is technically the first year of the window? It's frustrating, but it's all right. We'll see how it rolls out.
Well,
Yep.
hey, at least your team got started and actually made some moves to help your team.
All right. Definitely want to talk baseball, but you gotta stick to the Super Bowl preview here real quick. And wow, I gotta say it's pretty Tom Brady, the GOAT versus Patrick Mahomes, making his audition for future GOAT, if not already there. Um, this should be a good one. What do you think is going to be more impressive, if Tom Brady wins or if Patrick Mahomes wins?
I think hands down it'll be if Brady comes in and wins this game. He would be the first he's leading the first team to play a home Super Bowl at 43 years old in his first year in a new offense. And this is honestly just this playoffs has been a fuck you tour to the Patriots and Bill Belichick. Just I think everyone all year, Brady started out a little slow, but since he's really come to form and shows he can still dominate and play at a high level at 43 years old. Obviously, NFC Championship game, he threw 3 interceptions, but I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not betting against the Bucs here. I think they win this game.
So you think the Bucs are going to win?
I do. I honestly do. I think that with 2 weeks of preparation, I think that Tom Brady is going to be unbeatable in this situation, and I just think they're going to be ready to play in Tampa Bay. I really do. I think their defense matches up well with that offense. Obviously, it's hard to match up with the likes of Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Kelsey, but I think they have the ability to do so.
Yeah, I
So,
think. Yeah, go ahead, Brandon.
oh, sorry about that. But so when the Chiefs and Bills were playing, I actually I quoted something that said, "How do you stop the Chiefs?" Like honest answers, and I said thoughts and prayers. Now, granted, I stick with that because I don't know how you stop the Chiefs' offense, but there's a way to contain them, and I feel like one person that hasn't gotten mentioned enough during this whole ride that the Buccaneers have been on is Todd Bowles. Now, we remember Todd Bowles as being a guy that got fired from the Jets because he just wasn't cutting it. But as a defensive coordinator, he's done wonders with his team, and he's led them to I believe a top ten defense. I'm pretty sure, and I mean, I don't think the Buccaneers can stop them. You can't stop the Chiefs. You cannot stop the Chiefs. You can hope to contain them, and that's why I think the Buccaneers match up very, very well with them because it's not the same team that was when they played in the regular season. This is a motivated team. This is a team that has a crap load of momentum. Like you're coming over being New Orleans and Green Bay. Like that's a pretty big deal. But there's something different about Patrick Mahomes, and considering that he's going to have most of his weapons. I mean, his offensive line is going to be banged up, but I think now we've transitioned into that period of should people are saying I don't go against Brady. At this point, I don't go against Mahomes because a lot of people was like, "Hey, man, I don't know if they're going to repeat because it's really, really hard to repeat. But if there's one man that can do it, it's the best quarterback in the league. I'm not going against Patrick Mahomes. I got the Chiefs."
Man, I see the points you got 100%. But I got to say if there's anybody I feel can can have a shot at dethroning Mahomes, it's Brady. And as much as I don't like him and the hell that he's put me through, I got to say if there's anybody who can do it, it's him. But at the same time, I also got to say when Mahomes went down in the game against Cleveland, I said, well, that gives Cleveland a shot. And their backup did better than I expected, did way better, but that shows how deep of an offense they have. And I don't know, just with everything going, it's really, to me, going to be a matter of whose defense steps up and makes the plays necessary. And if I got to look at one and pick one, I got to say Kansas City.
Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
bet
Sorry,
against
go ahead.
Kansas City too. But if anyone could pull this game off, I feel like Tom Brady.
Oh, 100%.
He's got to be so motivated. This could potentially be his last game of his career. There's just so much on the line to, double down on his GOAT status if he can just beat Patrick Mahomes in a Super Bowl. They're playing at home. I mean, Kansas City is beatable. The Raiders beat them earlier on in the season, keeping Mahomes off the field. I think everything's going to have to go perfect, though, for Tampa Bay if they want to win this game. I don't think you're going to be able to get away with throwing 3 picks or, losing the turnover battle. Their defense is going to have to step up and play a solid game. My money's on the Chiefs, but I'm not super confident.
I say it's close.
I mean,
definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this. I don't know if any of you saw this. Brady has moved his wife and children out of his house for the past 2 weeks because he says he's devoting any and all free time to watching game film on the Chiefs, trying to break down their coverages, trying to break down their defensive schemes. And Brandon, you said thoughts and prayers are what they need. I don't think you've heard of the TB12 method. He's 43 years old, playing at this high of a level. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm what some might classify a Tom Brady dick rider. I fully acknowledge that, and I'm definitely drinking the Kool-Aid here. But I think it's very foolish to bet against Tom Brady in a Super Bowl if you're not. If he's not playing someone named Eli Manning.
Normally, I would 100% agree with you, but it just seems stupid to bet against Mahomes. It really does. And to me, even if Mahomes isn't who Mahomes is, that running game has been killer, and they've got the wide receivers that they need.
Yeah, if you really look at it, it's sort of equal. It's just a
very
matter
equal.
of the quarterback, because not for nothing, we can give Brady a lot of credit all we want, but at the end of the day, he did throw 3 picks against Green Bay. Now, a lot of people are pointing towards that as, oh, Brady's not that good, but he did ball out against New Orleans. It's all a matter of which Tom Brady you're going to get, but also what kind of defense are they going to throw at him?
Also, what receivers are you going to get too? Because I've seen a lot of
Yeah.
drops from that receiving core, regardless of how talented they are.
Absolutely. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, can you rely on them?
Yeah.
Because Chris Godwin's had a very, very tough postseason outside of his flashy plays, and Mike Evans, it was the culprit of the interception, or one of the interceptions against Green Bay. So that's something to look forward to.
Mhm.
And I mean, if you just look at it like this, have the Chiefs let down Patrick Mahomes in terms of their receivers as much as Tom Brady's weapons has for him?
I think Tom Brady is going to be the more prepared quarterback in the game, but I don't know what that's going to mean though with against Pat Mahomes. I'm pretty pumped for the Super Bowl. I don't know. Is this the most excited you guys been for a Super Bowl in a while? Or
I admit I was pretty dang excited for last year's, but it was also just seeing, because I mean, granted, nobody would think that with the way San Francisco played this year, but San Francisco played their balls off last year.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm definitely more excited for this one, but I think it's more for the quarterback play and to really see who can out gunsling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean at this point too, I know with the COVID scare that is going on now with the Chiefs having the barber test positive today, with then canceling haircuts, it's going to be interesting to see if any of the people whose hair he cut actually tested positive. And for that reason, I have since doubled down on the Buccaneers, in addition to my plus 900 Super Bowl winner future bet I have. So that may play a reason into why I'm backing the Buccaneers so hard here.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's definitely going to blow up in my face at this point. But I mean, the guy who was in the chair for the Chiefs getting his haircut when they found out he tested positive was Kilgore, the center. If your center goes down against that Bucs defensive line, he ends up testing positive. That whole line is anchored by him. Kilgore's a very good center. I mean, now he's near Pro Bowl level, I would say. That screws up a whole lot for that offense.
Yep.
Yeah, it would be terrible if COVID made its way into the Super Bowl before the game, um, and just like sidelined any of the players. I- Is there a big scare going on right now? I think I heard something like you were saying.
I saw that a barber tested positive today who was giving the Chiefs the team their haircuts, and as soon as they found out he tested positive, he was rushed out of there.
Yeah,
But I'm kind of just confused as to why, if he was tested at the facility, why they just didn't wait to get the results back to start cutting people's hair. I feel like with the Super Bowl on Sunday, that's kind of an overlap on their
yeah,
end. But hey, what can you do?
oversight there.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm looking at NFL.com right now, and they at least have 2 positive cases linked to the barber.
Ugh.
My question is, why they getting haircuts? I'm pretty sure they're not going to be allowed out. Everybody not going to be around in clubs and whatnot. Like everybody going to be at home.
Yeah,
Like, it's, like this is still a pandemic. If this was pre, I would understand because they're
I
gonna
guess
get their
the only
business done
thing
before.
I guess the only thing I can chalk it up to is if there's any time you want your guys to look good, it's the Super Bowl. So you're probably going to bring somebody in or have a team barber. That's the only thing I can really think.
anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Something could be in the air. Feel it.
And if you're curious to know who it is, it's Kilgore and Robinson for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys all watch the Royal Rumble?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Best event
I
of the
guess
year.
that was pretty legit. I guess question one: who should Edge face at WrestleMania?
I think he's going to end up facing. I think it'll be McIntyre, in all honesty. Or if they don't pull the old bait and switch and have Orton win the title at Backlash and set up Orton versus Edge again at Mania.
Ugh.
I hope that's not the route they go, but I think it'll be McIntyre and Edge. I just don't see a storyline right now for Edge and Roman Reigns, and I think Edge is going to go over whoever he ends up facing and have one last run with the belt. And I don't see them taking the title off of Roman Reigns anytime soon.
I'm gonna go with Roman because I feel like there's an intriguing storyline that can be built in there. Because if you really think about it, this is a guy that's been on a meanest streak of his career. So the storyline could be built around should Edge even be challenging Roman Reigns because he might be the more aggressive or and the most heartless. And truthfully, you have a battle when it comes to McIntyre and Edge because you have one who's a feel good story and one who didn't get his moment at WrestleMania that he wanted to get. So you have to balance that, and also you have to pick a loser. And I'm pretty sure ideally WWE wants both McIntyre and Edge to win at WrestleMania to get their moments. So I do think Edge will challenge Roman, but my biggest question is who's Drew gonna face if that is the case?
We'll table your question for a minute. Colin, who do you think Edge should face?
If I'm looking logically, I think it's Roman, and I know Edge is going to be on NXT tonight. And if for me, I'm a huge Edge fan. And the one thing that I can definitely say that would be an intriguing matchup would be him and Finn, but there's no way Edge would go over on that. Edge is in the part of his career where he's wanting to put younger guys over. It's why I didn't really understand why so many people shit a brick when he won the Rumble. Because if there's one guy who's willing to put people over and willing to say, I'm not going to be a part-timer in a time like this, it's him. And to me, I think he beats Roman. And I don't know if you have a Miz cash in right after and have something along those lines or what you do, but I just don't see a story between him and McIntyre.
Yeah, I on paper, like minutes after the Rumble, I thought Reigns made more sense. Face versus heel. Versus McIntyre is also a face. Then after watching Raw, they seem to kind of allude that Edge, being the ultimate opportunist, could kind of turn a little heelish, whatever, to sell the storyline. That they seem to, I don't know, initially it seemed like they were trying to build up McIntyre versus Edge just because like they're both on Raw, and Reigns on SmackDown. You can't have everything Fox, or maybe you can. I'm very worried about them doing a NXT challenge like they did last year with Charlotte. I wouldn't really. I don't really think they should do
Well,
that.
I don't want to cut you off, but and
No,
I
please
think
do. I'm
it's
done.
kind of like what I said earlier, because I know he's on tonight, and
Yeah.
his biggest thing is, and I know from anything I've heard from him, is he wants to put younger guys over. And so I
Yeah.
think more of tonight is, let me come out here, let me give these guys a rub, and he'll probably compete, if I had to guess, and put somebody over. And I definitely don't see the bait and switch and putting it on Randy, because I mean, look at the conclusion to Raw. There's no way that Randy's going to go and have the title
He's
if
gonna
he's
be
in this.
facing Bray Wyatt.
If he's in the
The Fiend.
storyline with Bray, there's no way.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, how he was like, "Oh, you're not gonna make it to WrestleMania" and all that shit talking. But yeah, they're gonna pry him away from Edge. Hopefully, I mean, we've seen that a lot now recently, and
Yeah, and then the only reason I still do tend to think that it leans towards Edge and McIntyre is just because there's more options for Roman on SmackDown at this time. I think that Daniel Bryan, that there's a storyline built in there, and whoever he does end up facing, though, I tweeted this that I wanted to see Kevin Owens limp out and come out at number 30 and win the Rumble and challenge Roman right there on the spot again after the last man standing match. I want to see him interjected into whatever world title match Roman Reigns has at WrestleMania in a triple threat, and I think it would just be unbelievable on the level of Triple H, Batista, and Daniel Bryan, on the level of the Benoit, Triple H, Shawn Michaels match.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that KO and Roman have some of the best chemistry in the entire company, and every time they go out there, it's awesome. It's awesome, and I love Kevin Owens. He's probably my favorite guy in the entire roster right now.
yeah, he's legit. How great was it when Roman pulled the ref at the 9 count to knock him out?
And
Save
he
Oh, I
was
got
himself.
out for like 5 minutes, not moving.
Yeah, and then Heyman couldn't get the keys or whatever working. Just classic.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, it's not really cut and dry, right? Like who he's gonna face. But that's
I
another
think
thing
it's the most
too.
intriguing it's been in a long time,
Yeah,
which is a good thing.
Yeah, this also came to mind too. So let's look at Raw. You subtract Edge from the equation. Who is a legitimate contender to his championship that he hasn't already fought? You would think it would be Bray Wyatt. Drew and Bray have not crossed paths yet, but you know he's going to be booked. But that honestly leaves one man that could probably do it. That man would happen to be Brock Lesnar. Only suitable guy right now. He had Keith Lee, he had Randy Orton, he had Bobby Lashley. There's no other guys right now that's suitable to main event a WrestleMania with him. I think my most like, if I was booking it and you know I got everything I wanted, John Cena would have been the best opponent for Drew McIntyre. But obviously that won't happen. But hopefully, things change in a matter of in a matter of the next couple of months, because I would kill to see a John Cena and Drew McIntyre main event.
Yeah, I heard Cena wasn't making it to WrestleMania this year.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
You see, I don't buy that. I really don't buy that. I think that we still see him in some capacity. I do.
Well,
I mean,
I don't know. Do you think, and this might sound corny as can be, but do you think it's almost like a Rock type of thing where he goes and does a buy satellite type of deal? And I almost say, if you're going to use this whole being a part-timer doing Hollywood, use it as a way to kind of turn him into a tweener and just have him turn into that cocky son of a bitch you know he can be. Because unless they're totally kayfabing the shit out of everybody, he's totally in Canada, and I totally understand that that's not going to work. But I almost say, if that's really the case, bring him in, do it by satellite, and just have him be cocky as shit.
yeah, that's one way to include him.
Yeah.
So
Brandon, I am in agreement with you though that I do think it's ultimately going to end up being Lesnar, and I
is
think
he coming back?
I wouldn't doubt it. I really
I wouldn't doubt it either with him. You give him a big enough check, he'll have his private pilot fly him on down to Tampa for WrestleMania.
I can Go ahead. I don't mean to cut you off.
I was just gonna say it because we're gonna get Sheamus at Fastlane or Elimination Chamber, whichever one they decide to ultimately do that at. And I don't obviously Damian Priest isn't gonna be hot shotted like that. It's looking like it's gonna be Miz and Morrison versus Damian Priest and Bad Bunny at WrestleMania in a tag team match, if I had to guess, unfortunately. But I think ultimately by SummerSlam, I think that it's highly likely that Damian Priest has a world title match with McIntyre at some point if he still has the strap.
To me,
yeah. Sorry
Go
about
ahead, Brandon.
that. Oh, sorry. I was going to say Damian Priest definitely going to have the rocket strapped to his ass because he's going to be a pretty big deal. And you bring in Bad Bunny, who's probably one of the biggest stars in the world right now, and probably at the top of the list of men that my girlfriend would leave me for. Yeah, like yeah. So I mean that's cool. No, but also there's a name that we're missing. Braun Strowman is probably going to be prime for that spot if we think about
That
it.
wasn't the
Because
name I was going to pick.
yeah, because if you really think about it, he had a pretty like spirited return to SmackDown, and he of course was in the Final Four again, and so I think there's probably gonna be a spot for him, but truth be told, ain't nobody trying to see that. No one's trying to see it. I will hope they will put on the same night as a potential, let's say, Sasha Banks or Bianca Belair, and have those two main event over McIntyre and Strowman. Because truthfully, that's not a main event quality match for WrestleMania.
Well, I'm thinking of any guy that I can think of, and I know they did a very brief feud back in December, but if there's any guy that I think on the Raw roster that can go and you have a totally different predicament right now, it's AJ Styles.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the exact stat that they gave on Raw the other week, but it was like since being drafted, he's like 12-2. And even not eliminating a single person in the Rumble, he looked dominant as shit, mainly because of his muscle.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I think adds that other predicament to where you can go. And most fans are going to say, I'd want to see an AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre one-on-one because we never got it.
Yeah, that's what I was
interject.
going
And
to
so
bring
that's
up.
the thing where I can say, AJ can say, I never got my shot completely. He put his butt in, so why don't we do this one-on-one at Mania?
Yep.
Would love to see that. I think that'd be a great opponent for him. Just feel like AJ Styles is in that like CM Punk spot right now where they just I don't know, they don't want to fully push him. They're trying to push like bigger guys right now. But I don't know.
I also
like
think that
Styles.
AJ Styles is at the point in his career where, I mean, it doesn't matter how many losses in a row he has, he'll get a world title match and no one will blink an eye.
Yep.
And
he's just not going to be a Goldberg.
no, exactly. Exactly. But I think that Drew and AJ, now that you bring that up, Collin, I'm going to be honest, the thought of that just slipped my mind completely. I think they would tear the house down, obviously, with those two. And I think it'd be an awesome story. I mean, honestly, I know they would never do it. You could you could kind of allude to their time in TNA. Obviously, they never crossed paths together there, but just how they were both at the top of the company there, and now they're fighting for supremacy in the big leagues, almost that type of thing. I think it would be an interesting story.
I think Bobby should get a shot, but that's just me.
I mean, I totally can see the Brock Lesnar if that's the route they go. I'm not going to be mad, but I also got to say, please don't throw that belt back on Brock. God, please.
Yeah, I'm good off the.
But if you're wanting to keep it in house and not have to give Brock that huge paycheck, it's the only match that I logically see. Everybody else on Raw, I'm like, no. Because even with Sheamus, I saw a tweet the other day and it cracked me up. They said, Sheamus, why'd you kick Drew? Because he needed a couple opponents before Mania. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
That's funny. The other reason too, I think we could get Edge versus McIntyre is because Bianca Belair, right? She won. That was a big win. I think she's going to challenge Sasha Banks, and that's going to be over on SmackDown, right? You think they're going to have both Royal Rumble winners on SmackDown every week?
I mean, I think Sasha Banks and Bianca is the best match. It's more like a barrier breaker if you really think about it. From Sasha Banks being a black woman with a championship, another black woman winning the Royal Rumble. I think from a cultural aspect, it would be beautiful to see. And I think just outside of that, it would be a great match too. I just don't see the meshing of Asuka and Bianca Belair. I, I feel like that Asuka is probably primed to set. She's going to be facing Alexa Bliss down the line.
Yeah.
Now, granted, like the storyline is going on with Alexa, I think it's gone completely off the rails because it's just like the weirdest crap you'll see throughout your week. But also it sets the stage for probably both Alexa and Bray probably win the championship down the line. And if that's the case, I'm cool with it. But I think Bianca is definitely primed to face Sasha. I think it's the right move, and it'll be probably I don't even know the card. I'm just guessing. It would 1000% be the best match on the card.
Yeah. I think that'd be a very legit match. Yeah. Yeah, I think Sasha and Belair go at it. I think Charlotte's probably gonna have to fight Lacey Evans or something. I don't get that whole
I
storyline.
hope it's Rhea Ripley that faces Asuka. By the way,
That could be too, right?
That
I would love that.
well, because they've got to do a woman's chamber, and if you're giving her the performance you gave her in the Rumble, you've got to have her go over in the chamber. You just have to. But the only thing that I'm now curious of is, and I've seen some rumblings that she's going to SmackDown. So if that's the case, then I don't know who you throw in. I would have said Charlotte, but she's with Lacey now, and I don't really know who you throw in at that point unless
Bailey.
But do you have Bailey? Bailey's on SmackDown, so do you ever switch brands?
Yeah, SmackDown's very top heavy with women. Like,
it really is.
Because Raw is just Asuka, Charlotte, and
Lacey. Well, they got Alexa Bliss now.
And then you got Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax. Ugh. And then
who cares?
Unless they is Peyton Royce is still on Raw, I believe, right? I don't see her getting a championship match at Mania, but that's another name.
They got Lana.
Oh God.
No.
No, definitely no.
Listen, they had their chance to do it. I mean, granted she got injured, but like, yeah.
I don't know.
I was gonna say I would not have been surprised at all if they would have said, "Let's go, have Lana win the match and literally do nothing like she did at Survivor Series."
That would have been a mistake.
But it's WWE logic, and that's why I say that. I would never do that, but I could see them saying, "Oh, this is a great idea. Let's do it."
Yeah, I was proud of them for eliminating Charlotte third to last, and then having Rhea and Bianca go at it for the. I don't know. I think they might be learning some lessons from the past with that.
Yes. Yeah. So I want to ask y'all, like, for me personally, Royal Rumble is like one of the best booked events I've seen in a while from WWE. Like, are we on board with that? Because I feel like they just did almost everything right.
Well,
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
To me, the one thing I said, because I had a couple buddies come over, and I said they got the shit that nobody cared about out of the way, to where you put the important things towards the end of the show or towards the middle of the show, where everybody was going to already be in place, and it didn't matter. And I love that they put the Drew Goldberg match first, because, I mean, it still had the story to where you were going to say, is Goldberg really about to win another title? But if nobody cared, and you didn't really miss much.
Yeah, I thought the last couple Royal Rumbles have just been choreographed so much better than like the years prior. Seems like they're putting in a lot more energy and like with like how it plays out and like who eliminates who and shows up and all that. It's been pretty good time.
I mean, yeah, especially with this year too in the men's Rumble. Obviously, Edge was, what is he, 47 or 48? People can complain about that all they want. I don't think I've seen anyone complain about Edge winning the Rumble. But I mean, you built yeah, true. I mean, but you still built a good amount of younger stars in this match with their performances. I mean, you look at Damian Priest, Matt Riddle had a great showing as well. Big E had a great showing, and they built up their stars properly while still allowing Edge's story to become full circle. I mean, it was the best Rumble in the past, I don't know, 5 years maybe. Well, I don't know, 5 years maybe.
It's up there.
It is. I mean, and can we all agree that the most heartwarming thing was seeing Christian come back out?
Yeah. When
Yeah, that
Christian
was
came out, I
beautiful,
was like,
man.
"Oh, Edge might win."
I saw the graphic up on the screen, and I said, "No, this is a ploy. You got to be kidding me. This isn't going to happen." And he walked out, and I just said, "This is perfect."
It's almost as if Edge didn't know just by seeing his reaction. Or he's just a very good actor.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was perfect, and just the way everything worked. And here's the thing to me: if you really do have Roman and Edge go, a perfect setup for Fastlane is Edge and Christian versus the Usos.
Oh, I like
Because
that.
you're gonna have if Jimmy comes back in time, and you have him join the Bloodline, it's a perfectly set up story to where you keep Edge and Roman away from each other, but you build that story while giving a reunion to the tag team.
I like that.
Yeah, that'd be dope. You guys think anyone got snubbed for not appearing in the Rumble this year?
Mm.
Where was Keith Lee? Is he hurt?
My Yim has COVID.
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. No Jey Uso.
He's
I
not
think that's the
medically
biggest
cleared.
one.
He wasn't. Oh wait.
I saw today he wasn't medically cleared.
Oh,
I don't know why, but that's what at least what the Observer said.
Huh.
They didn't give a specification as to how, but they said he wasn't medically cleared.
oh wow. Yeah, I was thinking him as Cedric. Cedric has like really been on a roll. If you like really pay attention, because like Bobby Lashley's obviously like the shining star of the Hurt Business, but Cedric just how he's playing that role of like the cocky guy who's finally gotten his big break, and he just know I can tell him anything. He's just that young petulant dude. Like I think he should have been in the Rumble. I think he'd have made a big impact. And he could have taken Ricochet's spot at least, because I love Ricochet, but I mean they're not doing anything good with them. So I mean, just have the guys that you go full steam ahead with.
Well, and the one thing I didn't get is you had Elias come in and you had him eliminate Carlito of all people. And I said, as soon as his feet hit the floor, I said, why? You're not having him. And granted, it led to the match on Raw, but I said, it's going to be a 1 week thing and that's going to be it. Have somebody, even if it's like a Damian Priest, just have somebody young, throw him over to where it's going to mean something instead of just, oh, there goes Carlito.
Hey man, if apples give me like that, then I'm about to eat about 18 apples a day. That boy's jacked.
Yeah.
I don't think they're testing down in Puerto Rico if you catching that drift.
Carlos,
man.
never.
That's funny. You guys see Edge's match on Raw Monday against
I
Orton?
mean, yeah, he's just it's like he never left to me.
Yeah.
Like he's you can tell he's fully healthy. And if he want to perform full time, he absolutely can.
Well, and the one thing, because I did see him say today that if they say they need him full time at this point, he'll go. And my thing is, it's not like they're running house shows every week right now. So if he's going to be full time and wrestle on a consistent basis, this is the perfect time for him to do it. He's on every show, but he's working 2-3 days a week.
Yeah.
He looked a little slow to me.
He was out there for over an hour.
Maybe it's just good acting.
Well, and I'm sorry, if you look at his first 3 matches back, it was 40 minutes, almost an hour, and then almost an hour again. I don't think you can say the guy's lost a step at 47 when those are his first 3 matches.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, him versus Roman Reigns. We didn't mention Spear versus Spear could be a good time.
Yeah, I would love that. I would absolutely love that.
Making the
Well,
case.
my thing is, do you throw a stipulation on that match?
The Spear match.
No. Yeah,
If
maybe
that's the case-
maybe I'm too much of a traditionalist to put a stipulation on a championship match, even though I think it should happen more often, but I don't know. I don't think so.
Maybe I'm on a high from this last man standing match, and granted, I just said Edge hasn't lost a step, but at the same time, if you're wanting to give him a little bit of a chance to do something different, maybe you throw something in. But I don't really know what that stipulation would be at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think if anything, they're gonna end up banning Christian and the Usos from ringside for that match, and I think that's about it. And if they went that route, or just knowing Edge, you do a TLC match.
Do you put a guy like that in another ladder match?
Hell
I feel like that's a
no.
I
wrestling
don't.
disaster.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. But that's just me going nostalgia in my head right now.
Oh man.
I do expect Roman to send Christian to hell at least once within that storyline. Because
Oh, yeah.
it's gonna happen.
Well, and do you see something with Adam Pierce at this point? Like, is he going to do some more conniving with Roman? I don't know.
No, I think it was more of a Kevin Owens thing of how he got involved, considering their Ring of Honor ties. Who knows?
I guess just wait and see Friday.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's all the time we have for everyone today. Thanks for listening to the latest episode of the Goonery. We're over on social. Check us out during the week at the _Goonery on Twitter, Instagram at the Goonery, and yeah, YouTube. Hit that subscribe button.